sun is bright blue, we're shining in front of you. Where the flowers bloom, the sky's like blue. The sun is bright blue, we're shining in front of you.
Welcome to the KYP podcast. My name is Dany. I'm with my co-host
James. What up?
Kevin G.
So we have a different setup today, and Kevin's the only one between us living in Toronto right now, and we decided to try something new. Just record over Zoom. You guys can let us know how it sounds like, but I think it sounds pretty decent.
I mean, we sound decent.
Yeah, we definitely sound decent. I don't know about you, Kev, but
You look decent.
Yeah, it's good. As long as I look decent, right? Yeah, it's gonna be a struggle from my end. Also have this broke boy setup, We on the come up though. We on the come up.
Hey, let's go number 3, baby. Let's go.
So yeah, I think the reason why we wanted to try something new is that we had a meeting the other day, and all three of us were so burnt out about our jobs, on top of doing podcasts too, and we were really close to just calling it quits because we started looking at our bank of videos too, and I was like, guys, we have 4 videos left. What the fuck should we do? Do we ask Kevin to come back sooner and film more? Do we just call it quits after like 15, 16 episodes?
Shit, that'd be sad, man.
Yeah, but I think
Fight or flight.
exactly, it just kicked in, and now we just told each other that, listen, we're all in this boat together. Let's try filming some stuff. And right now, Kevin's on a Zoom call with us.
This is weird.
Yes, we're
It's
reporting
cool.
in. Yes, the weather is, as expected. We have winds of 45 kilometers. Yeah, but no, I think that's very well put. It's been hard balancing full-time job and creative project on the side. As you guys both know, it's my first time, so I'm getting fucking cooked. Every day after work, I just feel exhausted, especially social battery, right? So the last thing I want to be doing is having more conversations, engaged conversations. I don't even want to listen to myself, so I have to force myself to fucking watch the podcast. And, I think it's good that we had that meeting. It was kind of like a nice reset. Because remember on the meeting, I asked all right, boys, so how do you feel we're doing? And, Dany, everybody was just yeah, we're not doing good.
Yo, it's straight up. I was like, yeah, we're doing okay, Our social media presence pretty good. Danny's like, nah, we're doing horrible.
Exactly.
Nah, we're doing shit. We looked at our views and I was like, guys, you haven't posted a short for the past 3 episodes. But
No,
it's
come on.
understandable.
Wait, that's exaggerating, bro. I post at least once a week.
Okay, but I remember, I think last week there was we looked at it and it was two episodes that didn't have any shorts in the middle for YouTube. And Jay was just like, fuck yeah, I've been so overworked, and I didn't have the chance to check out all these things.
Hey, man. Shit. Before Easter hit, I was straight up dying. Since I came back from Hong Kong, it's just been a fucking grind, catching up, learning on the job, and then actually doing the job. It was just a horrible experience. But I'm doing good. My boss is happy. They weren't happy for 2 weeks because I was just mentally not there because I was still in Asia.
Yeah.
So I was still trying to catch up on. When I came back, I had 1,000 emails to check.
Fuck.
I still have
man.
400 I didn't check. I mean, I don't have to anymore, but I had 1,000 emails to fucking go through, and I missed 2 weeks and a half. Just a horrible experience. But since then, I've been doing good work. So, but every day is a grind, and last thing I want to do, like you, Kev, is not work. So on the pod, but we got no choice. We came on Sunday. We were very, very worried, depressed a little bit, but I think I'm feeling good. How you guys feeling?
Let's start with you, Kev.
I think after that call, I had realigning of priorities. the fact that all of us are still so, invested in this thing. And, we're saying it was a tough call and whatever, but it was very supportive. I think everybody was on the same page. Everybody is self-aware enough to know that, we're not where we used to be. We don't have as much of the oomph that we had when we first started. And I think that's what I love about the group, right? Because, this isn't the first time we had creative burnout. I remember in the summertime when I was first still learning the job, like, it was a very tough time for me. And you guys said the same thing. We have to keep going. Like, if you want to do this, it's normal to feel this creative burnout, right?
Fuck, it was so fucking awkward, man.
For what?
On Sunday.
Why?
It was just so awkward. Yo, and it's not even that. I think we didn't meet or talk for like a week or two. Like our chat was like dead.
Yeah, that's true. Our chat was dead, and it was just like me sending a message to the group saying, "Hey guys, the thumbnail is up," and then Kevin constantly bombarding the chat with, "Yo, Dany, is the episode on Frame yet, so I can download it?"
Yeah, we're not doing anything, man. We're not doing anything.
And then no clips.
No clips. Basically, we were getting by doing the very minimum just to keep the.
Yeah, I think that was
the
bare
weekly
minimum.
Posts up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the bare minimum we could do.
We run
and
autopilot.
Yeah, I think it was a good check-in. I think, we have a plan moving forward. We just have to protect our time for this, because if you don't protect it, life is going to go on because, we have other responsibilities, right?
Hey man, turn off your notifications, bro.
Fuck, you heard the notification?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, I told you, man. It's gonna be a struggle out here, man.
It reminded me of work. That's why I got triggered. Turn off the Microsoft shit, bro.
Yo, I was on a call yesterday too, like with my friend just chatting, and the same thing happened, and everybody gets triggered by this.
Yo, no. Like it's giving
I'm
me
just
nightmares.
because all you guys are Mac users.
No, but I use Microsoft at work.
Yeah.
No, Dany doesn't though. Yeah, maybe it's a bit different.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
like I hear that on the side of like Vivian,
Yeah.
and then she goes, I'm like, "Oh, you got a new message?"
Yep.
She's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What about you?" I'm like, "Yeah, my notifications are completely different, right?"
Ding.
And he's like, "Ding," or it's like.
Yeah.
There's like a new sound. There's a new sound for like the emails now. It's like
What is it?
some little song that plays. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I get that, and I'm like, huh, that's a weird notification. But I think it's when you get a Gmail on your phone that it plays that sound.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
like
It's a Google
for
thing.
email, it's like ding.
I put alarms at work so like to remind me I have a meeting in like 5 minutes because I usually forget. And when the alarm goes on, it's my like wake up alarm right on my iPhone. So I get triggered every 5 minutes, like do 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 do. You know that fucking alarm, like to wake up. I hate that fucking sound.
Like every time.
It's like, oh yeah, focus, get back into reality. You have a meeting.
Yeah, I hate that sound. I remember because for me, like it's a funny thing where even a nuclear bomb wouldn't wake me up. So I'm the type of person
Same.
that would put like 7 o'clock, 7:02, 7:05, 7:07, 7:10 until 7:30, and then I would wake up somewhere between 7:20.
That's me. I have 10 alarms every
Yeah.
5 minutes.
And so, but then to top it off, I had like the classical alarm that's like warp, 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 warp. And then my sister would come barge into my room and like smack the living fuck out of me. She's like, shut the fuck up with your alarm. But then the funny thing is that she would smack me and I would still be asleep.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So there's one time when she was over, she had a friend over and she wanted to ask me something. So she came into my room, asked me, and I was sleeping. So she like smacked me a few times in the face. And then she went, okay, fuck it. So she shoved 2 gummy bears up my nose. just for the shits
Yeah,
and giggles of
yeah.
that. And so a few hours later, I wake up and I'm like, ooh, 2 gummy bears. And then I ate them. And then I discovered like 4 hours later that they were up my nose.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I didn't wake up even though when we had an earthquake a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah, I never wake up.
I just slept through it.
I've slept through an entire like condo fire alarm. Like, the entire, like not my unit, but the condo building.
No.
By the time I got out, the entire building was outside on the street. It was like maybe 45 minutes later.
No. What were you dreaming about? The alarm in your dream?
I'm just a hella deep sleeper. You know how you guys have multiple alarms on your phone? Not only do I have like 2, 3 alarms on my phone, I have 3 alarms total. I have an alarm clock. No. I have one phone. I have my work phone. All 3 gotta go off to get me up.
Holy fuck, bro.
And I snooze.
You snooze all 3?
Okay, it starts off with the 3, and then I turn 2 off, and then I snooze 1.
See, like I can't do an alarm system because the alarm system is so cheap that like I broke 2 of them by throwing them at walls.
No,
Wait.
you actually done that?
Yeah, like I broke, you know those little shit ones you buy for like $20?
Yeah, the clocks.
Like the little clocks. Like I just grabbed it and then
Smack it.
fucking threw it at a wall.
Now you know you can buy ones that like can move around. You have to chase it to turn it off.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
For me, it's my dog, man. My dog's my alarm. As soon as he whines, I wake up. It's like a baby, you know, when it cries, like, because he wants to go out. I wake up automatically. I wake up at 5 a.m. when he wants to go in the bed and like under the covers, and he's like trying to get up the bed but his legs are too tired, so he can't jump. And I wake up, I pick him up, put him in the covers, and go back to sleep. And then when he wants to go out, automatically. But an alarm, no way. An alarm cannot wake me up.
Man, what is it about getting up for the day that's just so hard sometimes?
I think it's because we sleep late though.
You think it's our sleep habits? Yeah,
I think it's part of it.
Sense.
I think it's a sleep habit, definitely, because I remember for me, it's when I started waking up earlier, right? Like I used to wake up at like 6 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
And after like 10 days or like 2 weeks, like I just woke up sometimes I woke up at like 5:55 and I'm like, oh shit, my alarm's in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's just because your sleep cycle isn't like properly like set in yet. Like very rarely do you see someone say at 1 o'clock at midnight I'm gonna sleep, at 6 a.m. I'm gonna wake up. Most people go like, I need to wake up at 7, but tonight I'm tired, let me sleep at 10. Oh, tonight I have to finish some work, let me sleep at 3. So your body wakes up at 7,
Yeah.
but then sometimes it doesn't just get enough sleep because you're not within your sleep cycle.
Yeah, then you get tired for the next day.
And then you get tired when you wake up.
That's the thing with
that's like
partying on the
fucking that
weekend. When you party on the weekend, like you sleep late, wake up late, and then Sunday comes around, Monday morning you wake up at 7, and your whole cycle's like fucked up again.
So every week at the beginning, you have to rebuild your sleep cycle, and then by the end of the week, it's time to party again, and then
So you're constantly tired.
Yeah.
Constantly tired.
And I think that's the thing that fucks people up a lot is when they say it's a weekend, let me sleep in. And that's what causes your sleep cycle, because I think from what I remember, it does take like 10 days for your sleep cycle to kick in or something like that. And so if you're on the dot for 5 days, your sleep cycle starts building up, and then next thing you know, on the weekend you sleep at 4 a.m. you wake up at like noon. Yeah, forget about waking up at 7 o'clock on Monday. You just fucked everything back up.
Yeah, I think that maybe that's part of like creative burnout. It's just like we're not sleeping well.
You're not sleeping well. It's maybe your exercise, maybe your diet. It's just your life habits. As I'm getting older, I'm starting to find that the life habits I've had that got me through college, got me through the first few years of work. They worked for those stages of my life, but they're not going to be able to sustain, the growth we've been through, right? Because as you progress in your careers, as you progress in your, adulthood, you need better habits. I'm starting to find that, like, it is so apparent how my mentality and how I feel at work on the weeks where I consistently gym like 3-4 times that week, versus when I fall into the loop of, I'm too tired, just veg out. Like a week of that, when you're at work, when you're dealing with shit, on the job, it's so much harder because your mental, your physical, it's not there. And I feel like sleep habits, your how you organize yourself at home, your space, I'm starting to see the value in that shit.
Yeah, so you were talking about on Sunday when we had our meeting, you're talking about life habits. So it was like gymming, and then what else? What else is like affecting your day to day?
For me, I think gymming is the number one.
Yeah.
Because I think gymming, the fact that I get that win throughout the day motivates me to get more wins later. By wins, I mean just like getting small things done,
So
right?
true,
like
bro.
cleaning the dishes or cleaning your room when you see it. I have a higher chance of completing those tasks along with my work and what I need to get done if I gym versus if I don't gym.
So true. Like I've been doing CrossFit recently. I started like about a month and a half ago. And CrossFit, if you guys don't know, it's like multiple exercises in intervals. So I'm going to F45 here in Griffintown, and it's like intense 45 minutes, 45 seconds intense workout, 15-second rest, for 45 minutes straight. Like no, like maybe a minute break. It's fucking crazy. But what it did for me, what it's doing, it's like it's creating a resistance in my mind. It's like you're constantly for 45 minutes you're pushing your mind to fucking lift something, do the work, lift heavy, go, do cardio, lift weights.
You're increasing your mental strength.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I'm at work and I'm like making mental notes. I'm at the office and I have like these post-its and I'm like, okay, every email I'm gonna do, it's a task, because every email it takes some time. So every email I put it on my desk to do, in progress and completed. I just put post-its. I write it down, and this is how I organize my shit, and then this is how I organize my day, and then it just motivates me constantly. So that I started doing that, like that motivation at work, and just doing the work. It started when I started working out like seriously, So yeah, I totally agree with you.
See, I'm the opposite. That shit doesn't work for me.
But Dany is a different personality also. Like, naturally, he's a very organized, precise,
Well,
I mean, it could be like a crazy boost for you, though.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's because, like, as much as I don't like people saying, like, using ADHD as a crutch, like every time something happens, like I have ADHD, I have ADHD. That's like, listen, like we're all wired differently. We all have our reason.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make it so that your struggle's more important than other people, and it doesn't make it less important than other people. But I've been reading a lot about all this stuff, and I remember one time I landed on a YouTube video, and the title was like, "Do you feel like you're lazy?" And I was like, okay, clickbait video. Let's click onto that. And I click on, and the girl says, "Do you just feel like, you tried all these motivational stuff, divide and conquer, eat the frog. You put yourself like different mind sprints, like all these things that people say. You do the small wins,
Like
and
hacks.
then, like all the little hacks to be more productive. You get yourself notebooks. You have your iPad, you get yourself like all the new stationaries, like all the stickers, all the post-its, but you still feel fucking lazy."
It's called a business.
And so I was like, interesting. And so I read, and it's like, there's a big chance that you might be suffering from ADHD. And I don't fucking know because I've never been diagnosed with it, but I'm just going to share like some things that I've learned. And based on what she said, she just said like people, if these typical stuff doesn't help you, then your brain might be motivated by 4 C's, which is capture, captivate, competition, and I think the last one is completion, or
Okay.
or something like that. So you need to find something that captivates you, so it keeps you ongoing. It like catches your attention. That's capture. Captivate is like it keeps you moving within the groove. Competition means that you challenge yourself to do something,
Yeah.
which is there's friendly competition around you. And then I think I can't remember what's the last point, what it is. But then I started looking back at it. And I'm like, I think literally everything I've done in my life, it's because number one, it's flashy. It's like, it's cool. It catches your attention.
Yeah.
And then when you learn it, it keeps you going. And also number three is that people tell you, you're never going to be able to do that. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to fucking show you wrong. And so that's why I learned so many things. And then I realized, let me just keep watching the video. And so she recommended stuff like the Pomodoro timer, which is a lot of people say it's like really bad for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people say it's not healthy for you to
Like
use a
20-minute work, 5-minute break?
Yeah, exactly. They say it's not healthy for you. And then I've tried that and fuck, I like blasted like all my tasks in a day.
Yeah, it depends on the person.
I'm like,
as well.
wait a second. And so the little wins that you guys do, they don't help me. Because for me, like, it takes me an entire day to get into the groove. So that's why I start my day either by making coffee, logging into my game to like do my dailies. Because once I get into the groove of doing stuff that I like, work is like nothing.
I see. So you're motivated based on what you enjoy.
Exactly.
That's why you have your own business.
Exactly.
You're doing it because you enjoy it.
Because a lot of people, they say like, oh, you should do this. You should do this. You're going to make more money. You should do that. Reach out to clients, stuff. I'm not motivated by money. I forget to send client invoices like 3 months later.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't fucking give a shit.
Yeah.
But for me, if a client comes up, it's like, I have a new project. I'm like, fuck it. Let's do it.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge for me. That's why when you guys came, I didn't look at money sign. I was like, this looks interesting. Let's fucking do it.
That's what I love about Dany though. It's never there's never like strings attached. It's like if he's interested, he'll try it. You know?
Yeah.
So
He's
props to you, bro.
He's very focused on the process.
Yeah.
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 That's how you're gonna win.
I think there's a, like, my favorite saying is that if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
And I use that for literally everything in life.
Hey man, that's what she said.
Oh boy.
Because you were talking about it earlier. I was trying to shove the podcast equipment and down the hole. It's like you're not supposed to force it in. Because it was the wrong hole.
Different styles.
Oh my god. For context, like this mic stand has like a rod and then there's the mount. And then I said, okay, here's the mount. Jay puts in the mount, tries to shove it in, and I'm hearing it. I was like, that's not the right sound. So I turn around, I see Jay like shoving the thing deep in. He's going hard, no lube. And so I'm like,
Jay, is that how you treat your ladies?
Yeah, man, I'm guilty.
so
No
I turn
Vaseline?
around, I look at the mount, I'm like, oh shit, I gave you the wrong mount.
It's too tight, man. What do you want me to say?
You know, I've
Never
learned
was a
very
tuner.
I've learned very quickly in life that if something does not, is like, if something you need to force it in, then it's probably not gonna work. It's like, what's that fucking saying? It's like,
It's called don't rape people or what?
wait, no. What's that saying?
If
Like,
it doesn't fit,
no, love is like a fart. If you try to force it, it's probably shit.
I love that one. That's a good one. I forgot about
That's a
that.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember I broke my Mac keyboard because the spacebar got stuck and I was trying to clean it. And then the next thing you know, like they just said like, oh, just pop up the spacebar. I'm like, okay, I shove a screwdriver in, I pop it out. And then I scroll down the instructions and the guy puts a big red fucking tag. I was like, be careful, there's a little pin there that's really fragile. And if you force it, you can break it. And then I look down and the pin's broken.
You should have said that sooner. What the fuck?
I'm like, bro, are you serious? So for 2 hours, I was trying to crazy glue like that pin back into place.
Yeah.
And I'm like pushing really hard. And then I snap it in. I'm like, okay, I think it works. and then one side is like lopsided, one side bounces, the other one is down. So I pop it back up and I broke the second pin. So I'm like, fuck it, I just put it back in the box. The next day I went to buy a brand new keyboard, cost me $200 bucks.
Did you return it?
No, it's right there.
Wait, is it the Mac keyboard?
Yeah, I bought a new Mac keyboard. It's like $200.
You broke the $200 one?
Yes.
Oh, the Mac keyboards are so expensive, bro.
Why do you think my keyboard has a different color than my trackpad?
Oh, you got the white one. You broke the white one.
Yeah, but at least this one has Touch ID on it now.
I mean, I guess it was worth it.
No.
No. You fucked up a $200 keyboard. That fucking hurts, man.
Yeah.
That hurts.
That hurts.
For a keyboard? Fuck. Ugh.
What about you, Kevin?
Yeah.
Like anything you've messed up these days?
My
life.
A lot of things, man.
My love life, bro.
Yeah, you definitely can't force things in your love life. Like, you know, I know it's been a while since you guys been single, but on a date, I think this advice is very, very.
Oh shit! Tell me about it, bro. I haven't been single in a while. What's the process?
So, you know, I think I've dated in different stages, just like anything. Like, you know, first you start out, you're a little rusty, you're a little cold, then you warm up, and then, you know, you get used to the game. So I remember when I first restarted dating again in Toronto, because when I first moved here, I was just focused on, you know, on getting, focused on my work, focused on, you know, doing the podcast. So I wasn't focused on dating. But when I started to get into it, I was thirsty as fuck, because homie haven't had a drink in fucking months, man. And so, like, on those dates, like, I know I fumbled the ball because I come on too, you know, too strong. I'm like, you know, I'm not engaged in the conversation. You know, I'm just forcing everything, forcing all the shots.
Sahara Desert right there. Man was looking for an oasis.
Shit, man.
Forcing all the, like, fucking crawling through the sand. Like, you know,
shit.
Give me some water. Give me some water.
That's what she said, bro.
But yeah, then, you know.
Wait. Let's get specific. Like what? Let's get specific here. Like what? What's a forcing? Like, give me an example.
Just like saying things too early.
Oh, Kevin,
or just like,
I'm having such a good time.
Yeah, you wanna go to the next spot? You know, like, are we gonna see each other?
Straight up. Yeah, you wanna go to my place?
No. Yeah, I feel like I'm aware enough in the conversation to not like say anything or do anything that is like an immediate like date ender. But I think it's just the vibe. It's just the mindset. It's just kind of like the body language you give off.
You're stressed.
When you're
stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're stressed, it's the same thing for our jobs, right? Like, you know, when you have a deal and you really need this client because you don't have any other, it comes off. The desperation comes off. And I think that's the number one thing that, you know, turns people off, whether it's in business or friends or dating. And so, but, you know, when you get the first deal, then you get some referrals, then, you know, you get some, you know, you have more things in the pipeline, you kind of calm down and, you know, you start to gain confidence. And then on the dates, you know, I'm just composed. Like, I'm not even thinking about it as a date. I'm not even thinking about, you know, what if this, what if that, you know, are we going to hold hands? We're going to kiss on the first date. Like, I'm just there hanging out with another person, you know, just being myself.
So it's basically don't overthink it, right?
Don't overthink it. Don't force it. I think that's when, like, most people perform at their best, right? It's kind of like being in the zone, right? Where what athletes and...
I was playing 2K today. And it was saying, play with urgency without desperation. That's what the commentator was saying. I was like, oh shit, that's a life lesson, bro. Like,
yo, it's so applicable to 2K because especially like if it's really tight in the last quarter, it's just about who has most composure. Exactly. Because you've already proved throughout like the first 3 quarters of the game, that skill wise, you're
good. You're
pretty
good.
neck and neck.
Yeah.
So whoever wins the last quarter, it's all composure.
Yep.
When you start panicking, when you start forcing the passes, when you start forcing the steals,
you miss.
like that's when the game runs away.
Bro, 2K's life,
mentality.
man. Ball is life, bro.
Yeah.
Ball is
Damn,
life.
like the only thing I had in Madden that I remember when I played like Madden 21 is like when you break away and you run towards a touchdown, the commenter's like, run away from the cop speed.
That's racist as shit.
I was like, damn, what the fuck is wrong with this commentary?
That's Madden 2004, bro.
Wait, that might be Madden 2017 actually.
Oh, yeah,
Because I played
that
it
makes
on
sense.
on the PS3.
Yeah, if you play it now, it's fucking crazy. The gameplay is just so nice.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, when you look at we talked about this in our other podcasts already.
2K?
Yeah, in general,
Oh, yeah,
how
gaming,
how games just they're not up to par as their ancestor. Yeah, the graphics are nicer, but the gameplay is not there anymore.
Yeah. It's all just been commercialized. It's for-profit gaming now. Back then, like when the game companies were still small, it was still filled with people who are just passionate about making games. Now they're just like corporate slaves. Like, okay, every year we have to come up with a new 2K, patch this shit.
Art imitates life. Or life art imitates art.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was.
But I think that brings back to the point where a lot of times, let's say the video game makers are being pressured by their shareholders to make the video games. So out of desperation, they just try to like release as many options that you can play. And I think that applies to real life where, when you're being pushed against a wall and you tend to like do a lot of shit. Same thing with me, right? When I'm being a creative and when I don't see the money rolling in, I start taking shit jobs, and that leads to a lot of creative burnout.
It's like the growth arc. As you grow, it's harder to stay true to the, initial integrity. Because as you grow, to sustain the growth, you have to answer to more people. You have to, your expenses are higher. So then you need to focus on getting more income to support the expensive, to export. And then everything just turns into a business, right? And when it becomes business, it becomes
work.
Yuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think my creative burnout comes really from doing everything 50-50. So like doing my job 50 and then doing my creative 50. And then some weeks it'll be 75 work, 25 creative, or it'll be like 25. I can never be 100% when I'm doing two things, right? And I feel like when you thrive, it's because you're doing 100%. You know, those people you hear like, oh, they quit their job and they did this full time, and then in a year or 2 years, they were just grinding, and then somehow they just fucking blew up with hard work. I feel like that's the fight or flight. It's like that desire, the fact that you giving yourself no choice in doing this 100%. You don't give a fuck. You're broke. You're just gonna fucking do it. That will lead to exponential growth. And I think
Dany relates to this.
Yeah, I mean, you live by it, right?
Yeah, I lived that.
That's why I have such a hard time with the creative world, and then the corporate world, because like I want to do both, but I'm doing one to sustain myself, and I'm doing the other because I enjoy it. I don't know if I see myself doing it 100% if like tomorrow. What if I just quit my job tomorrow and I'm doing this 100%? I'm sure I will thrive. It's just like taking that step, that leap off the cliff,
I think what people don't realize is that when you start making a hustle or a passion in trying to make money out of it, trying to make it your living, right, is that it's not an easy task. Like all these entrepreneurs out there, people who start their business or something, they call themselves entrepreneur. Like I don't even consider myself an entrepreneur. Like if I walk away from my business for like 2 weeks, I'm not making money. Like I'm just self-employed, or I tell people self-unemployed. So people don't realize, they see the glamour, like, oh, you have your free work schedule. You can go whenever, you can work whenever, you do the stuff you love. People don't realize I've eaten shit for like 3 years, 4 years. Like I pretty much ate shit my entire life.
Yeah, you're doing $5 ramens.
Yeah, $5
In your
banh mi, a few
Banh
like
mi, yeah.
ramen.
That was recent in the episode.
Yeah, exactly. Like people don't realize that it's tough. Like we might be glamorizing all of that, but you know, these people that are out there saying like, yeah, I wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. I pray to God, I take cold shower, I do exercise, and I work on my business, editing Instagram posts.
Shit, that's like 99%.
Like
of social
shit,
media.
I'd love to do that.
Cold shower.
But like, I'm tired. I'm sick of waking up at 6 a.m. to grind. Like I just want to sleep.
Yeah, you remember that saying "rise and grind"?
Yeah. Oh God.
Bro, like I don't see none of that now.
No, they all burnt out.
Yeah, everyone's burnt. Yeah, it's not sustainable.
I mean, what about you, Kevin? Like, how do you feel trying to juggle like different things at the same time?
I definitely think I agree with Jay for the most part. I think at some point
Hey, we're in the same situation
really-
technically, right?
Yeah, because it's a safety net. Because it goes back to what Dany is saying, right? Like he's able to get where he is in what he does because it was fight or flight the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, if he stops doing it, then
Go back to
he
school.
can't live.
Yeah.
Go back to school. It's
You want that?
it's not an option, right?
It's not an option. Yeah.
But with our jobs, at least for me, my corporate job is decently fulfilling. But number one, it's a safety net. I know, like, I'm gonna get paid every month. Whether I do the same work or do a little less work or do a little more work month to month, I'm still gonna get paid every month. I don't have to worry about it, right? But if you're completely dependent on yourself and your own ventures, your own businesses, if you stop for a couple weeks, it's everything stops.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah, it's tough for a lot of people to swallow that pill, right? To just be,
It is.
because I know a lot of people are very risk averse. They don't like the fact that you have to be constantly on your toe because you don't know what's going to happen, right? And the way I look at it is a job is kind of the same way as what I'm doing right now. Like, I don't know if recession's going to hit tomorrow and the both of you are going to get kicked out of your jobs.
could happen. Yeah. Anytime.
Knock on wood. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
But at least the way I look at it is that I am in control of my own future.
Yeah.
So I can fire myself or not. If I'm not making any money, that means I'm not putting enough effort. If you guys get fired, then maybe the business was just having a bad day. Maybe some idiot started funneling some money out of the company, siphoning some money out of the company, and then your salary just disappeared, and so they can't afford to hire you anymore.
Yeah.
And simply put, my dad always looked at me and he said, as much as life is hard, what are you going to do? Give up? What is there to give up? There's nothing. You're going to lose everything. And so that's how I look at it. And that's why it pushes me every day to keep doing what I do. Even though my dad always tells me, go back to school, finish your degree, you'll work in IT, start with a base of 50, grow up from there, and then eventually you'll retire at 60 and you'll live a fulfilling life.
So what your dad's doing?
Yeah, he's a network architect.
He's making bank now.
Oh yeah, he's making bank. He's making bank.
That
And
shit's in demand. That shit is in demand.
Yo, now it is like he's probably headhunted every fucking day.
yeah,
Like every day, LinkedIn, like 10 messages. Hey, yo, work for us, work for
my dad
us.
doesn't even have LinkedIn.
He should. He'd probably see a fucking high salary offer.
Yeah, because I mean, he keeps telling me that he's one of the 3-4 people that can do what he does in Quebec.
Yeah. Because he's been doing it before even it was a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Why would he go work for some company when he can own all that value for himself?
Exactly.
Does he have his own business?
No. He had a side hustle, but in his mind, he said, yeah, I'm too old for this shit. He literally told me, I'm too old for this shit.
He just
I'm too
wants
tired.
comfy. Yeah.
He just wants to go home,
Yeah.
get
chill.
a meal, go in the basement, hop on Call of Duty Black Ops 1 Zombies, and just play. And then when my mom howls at him, he's like, oh, fuck your mom. I swear to God, I make all the money here for her to stay at home. She just goes in the garden, plants a few fucking plants, comes back, howls at me for not bringing the dish up. I just want to live a peaceful life. I'm a simple man. Her mom always wants to go out. And I'm like, Dad, okay, chill out.
Traditional dad.
I get it though. I get it.
So, do you guys think, because like it's popular for people to have this this vision of doing their little side hustle part time, while doing their full time job, saying like, I'm doing a full time job so I can build up a nest egg so that I can, invest in my side hustle 100%. Do you think that's just an illusion?
Well, that's 99% of Toronto, no?
Yeah, 99% of Toronto, exactly. And I'm included, right? Because that's definitely my vision. Like, I like to think at some point, in the next 3-4 years, I'll have the balls to, go 100% into something that's my own.
I mean, that's how our parents did it, I feel. They did shitty jobs until they saved up enough money, and then maybe they started their own business, or they went to school and then they got a good job. I know my parents, they saved up for a good 5 years and just like hustle at the dep, and making pennies, and then until they got $1. For us, it's definitely possible. Like, at my age,
you have to be conscious of it. You have to be mindful of it, because I think it's easy to get lost in the sauce. Because when things are going well in my corporate job, they're feeding me the vision as well.
Oh my God,
the vision at the company. In the few years, you could be this, you could be that, and I see the other people. They can live pretty comfortable lives, like vacation a lot. You don't have to worry about salary, but then it's just the same old life, right? It's just wake up, clock in, clock out, use your little time to go to a couple nice restaurants, vacation, so-and-so weeks a year, and then just repeat that over and over again. I always, at least the way I feel right now, I feel like I'm destined for something more than that. But the problem is, if you want something more than that, it gets very uncomfortable to get it, right? Like Dany was saying, he had to go through a lot of uncomfortable times. He had to eat a lot of shit to be able to finally get his, what he does to a level where it's sustainable, right? To master it.
Yeah, I mean, Dany, I think you found the answer. I mean, how do you wanna go about this?
Would you have any advice for people like me and James?
Your last advice.
I think to close off the show, the way I look at it, there's two ways I look at it. Number one is, if you're the type of person that is always balls to the walls and you are always on fight or flight mode, which is me. I don't do anything when I have a safety net. I'm like very lazy when I have a safety net.
Too comfortable.
And I have to force myself to be put in a uncomfortable position to learn. That's why I always put myself in weird positions so I can learn new things. Then by all means, drop everything. Pursue your passion. If you work hard enough, you dedicate yourself hard enough. I tell people that, the grind mindset, it's not healthy for you. Yes, you will get a lot of stuff done, but you will burn out in the process. What you need to do is work smart. Trust people around you that know more than you. Ask them questions. Get mentors. Get people around you to help you. You have to let go of your pride, like kill your pride, and actually accept that you don't know everything. You need to ask people around you to help you.
So surround yourself with people you want to learn.
Exactly.
With.
And then the other side of the people, some people, the flip side is some people just want to have a side hustle because they want to they just want to have their own future in their own hands.
Yeah.
You don't know you don't know if your boss probably fucking hates your guts and doesn't want you to doesn't want to promote you. And so that's why a lot of people have side hustles. And I say that's good. Just keep working at your job, keep putting time in your side hustle, but it's going to be tough to juggle. You know, that sort of triangle that says either you have your career, your personal growth, or your friends and family.
Social life, yeah.
And then you have to get rid of one
Mm-hmm.
to keep two. That's what you will be facing a lot, because
Compromise.
it's not
Sacrifice.
the reason why a lot of people get overwhelmed. It's not because they have a lot of work to do. It's because they are trying to juggle way too many things at the same time. No. So if you had to sit down in front of your computer and just type lines of codes every day, you're not going to be overwhelmed. But if you have to write lines of code, your girlfriend's calling you, your parents want you to do something, your friends wants that, and your boss throws you another folder of things you have to fill out, then you get overwhelmed.
I think that's my problem. I'm juggling three things.
I think that's what I've been experiencing as well. And what I've been facing is like the decision to back out of this. Everything I've asked for, you know, everything I was so passionately pursuing when I moved here. Do I just give up on that because now it's uncomfortable, or do I push through, right? So that's kind of the journey I'm on right now. And, you know, I think after this, I feel like I've always been clear on what I ultimately want, but when you're in the moment, it's hard to go through that uncomfortability. But I think it's important to have conversations with your friends, with people close around you, to, you know, motivate each other in this way. Because I definitely think it's doable. And I think, you know, for me, it's growing pains. Like, I haven't had to sustain this many responsibilities before, because I was very much coming from the safety net life. And, you know, my vision is in a couple of years, I'll be used to it. I can do what Dany does, you know, handle, like, manage his life the way he does. And KYP will, you know, be number one.
Number one, baby. Joe Rogan, we're coming after you.
I think just to close it off everything, you know, the guys always paint me as like someone who's made it. In
Daddy.
No way have I made it, and I don't claim to have made it. I don't have the answers to everything. Trust your gut. Just do what you have to do. You'll figure yourself out. I still haven't figured myself out. Maybe I'm just being too humble, but like I said, we still don't know what we're doing. And
I don't know how you doing it.
that I think that's an episode for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah. So to conclude this episode, my name is Dany.
Your boy James.
Kevin G.
Oh wait, I was too fast. My bad, Dany. Go ahead.
No,
Let's do it
it's
again.
okay.
Yeah. I was too desperate to say it.
Ooh,
Oh, shit.
that's a good wrap up. And remember to kill your pride.
Peace.
Baby.
무더웠던 밤 안에 깠던 맘 비어버린 폰산 널 새기던 그날 눈 마주할 땐 빨개진 맘에